let's come right down here. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, guys. Welcome into my studio. Sunny Ontario. I love to hear that, Sue Potts. It is 76 degrees here. We just had a sun shower, which was beautiful. I love a good sun shower. Hello, Tracy. Good to see you on. And Monty and Joanne and Letitia and Ann and Mona. Hi, Linda and Carol and Donna and Sandy and Lori and Cindy and Virginia and Leanne and Linda Safranco. So good to see you guys on. Hi, Janet and Kay. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys had a wonderful week last week. Mine was busy. After a week of doing lives and opening my membership group, and had, an amazing response to that. And then getting into creating with my group. I missed last Sunday, so it's been 2 weeks. But I do have giveaways, and we'll do those. Cloudy in New Brunswick. It's cloudy, but there's still beautiful blue sky out right now, so let's see. Your top is so pretty. Thank you, Donna. It is, it's very summery, right? I am ready for summer. Hello, Lucy and Lynn and Brenda Owen. The ever-changing weather in Alberta, right? I think y'all's in Canada changes as much as ours. Hello, Pam. Anyway, good to see you guys on. Let me take a sip. 90 today in Arizona, 104 yesterday. Linda Grass, I feel ya. I feel your pain. Thank you, Lucy, for sharing. You are hard to get on early. Have been here since 2. I know, Miss Linda Safranco, so you just message me and let me know what free e-packet you want on my site. Because I know you've been here. Yeah, the way it's set up on my thing, I typically don't put all my information in for it to go live with my streaming service until about, I would say maybe 10 minutes before. But I also know Lori C., you commented on a couple other things to let me know you were here. So anyway, 80 in New York. Oh, I love New York. It's finally warm and not raining in Ohio. I was able to get in the pool. Oh, well, that's awesome, Cindy. I have this, we can get all the seasons in one day. Yeah. Whereas in Georgia, we go from, it's pretty much winter to summer. Although this year has been different. We've had a little bit more of a spring. So, hello, Diane. Anyway, I am so excited with this lesson today, guys. I cannot wait to share with you. So, Pam Reeder from Utah. Beautiful today. Yeah, awesome. Love to hear that. Darlene, how is the weather up in Michigan? And you sprinkled. Thank you, Debbie. And Brenda. And Cindy. And Glenda, so many of you jumping on. So again, if you like, comment, share, you'll be entered into my Happy Mail giveaway drawings. I will do those on my next live, which is going to be next Sunday. Not sure what I'm doing, but we'll figure something fun out. So, hello, Nanette. Yep, I'm here. It's been rainy here in Tennessee. Aww. Sunny and 80 in Albany, New York. Oh my goodness, I'm coming to New York later this year, but I'm not exactly sure. I know it's upstate New York, but it's on my website. So if you go to sandymcteerdesigns.com, it will, and you go to more, and you can look at seminars, conventions, etc., and you will see my schedule there. But I am coming to New York in September, I think. My days are running together. Hello, Debbie Sears. I'm not doing a hummingbird today, but I promise it is on my list. It is on my list. Hi, Beverly. You guys have certainly had your share of weather in Houston, right? So, love the look of the dragonfly so much. Oh, thank you. So do I. I wish I had taped while I was doing it. I know my friends out there that design and create can attest to this. Sometimes you just need to sit and create and not have to stop and take a picture or stop and do a video or set everything up to video. I mean, yes, I would love to have it, but at the same time, when I'm just creating off the fly, sometimes it's like, I don't know, it can, I don't want to say stifle, but it can interrupt. Interrupt's a good word. It can interrupt that process. Okay, wait a minute. I got to stop and take a picture. So, hello, Patricia. Hello, Janet. And Janet. Good to see you guys on. Thank you, Sandy Cavalier. I appreciate that. Diane Hornberger. Girlfriend, call me this week. We need to catch up. So, we have missed each other. And Dawn. Good to see you guys on. Okay, so real quick, Linda Safranco, message me and let me know what e-packet you want on my website, and I will get that sent off to you. And then also Lori Coates in Tennessee, message me and let me know what free e-packet you want. And on Facebook, Leanne Washaka. So one of my new members. So I have your information too. But anyway, message me, email me, message me. My messenger, something's going on with my messenger. I'm getting some, I'm not getting all. So either email me or go to my website and click on that contact button and let me know what free e-packet you want. All right. And I'll get that sent out to you. So I will check out when you're here in New York. Yes, definitely. That would be awesome. Rainy in western Montana today, and thankful. Yes, I mean, we need the rain. I mean, we've had some rain, but it looks like it's going to be dry and hot for the next week. So anyway, if you are on YouTube, make sure to click that thumbs up button. I see that there's one there, but it doesn't always mean anything because when I get off, there's more. Oh, you're so welcome, Lori. And on Facebook, also to let you guys know, any stars that are given or any donations over on YouTube, that goes to the World Central Kitchen. So, alrighty. Hello, Molly Ann. Good to see you on. All right, let's take care of some giveaways that I had from 2 weeks ago when I did my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday lives. And so we had 3 giveaways. One was for a stencil set. Maybe I should just come down here, yeah? Let me stand up and come down here. And you see my bee over here already aligned. I will share that with you in a minute. But the stencil set, there is a variety of just random stencils that I have in my studio. And then some M square stencils. M square is Moreau McTier. My stencil line with Tracy Morrow, and Dawn Lavelle. Send me your information. I will get that shipped off to you. Let's move that to the side. My hot gun, my heat tool, my gun. What is it? My glue gun. Goodness gracious. Is there, and it is hot, hot, hot. I can smell it. Okay, and then I had a miscellaneous, some of my favorite go-to miscellaneous tools in my studio. So General's charcoal white pencil, absolutely love, so many uses. An angle brush. This is a Dynasty black silver 3/8 angle. A Delimate pen, which is like an Identipen. It's got 2 ends, thicker, fine tip. Another General's pencil, Factus eraser. Love these. This is a Tombow eraser, and it's a knockout eraser. If you get the end of it wet and rub like on a dry piece of paint, or you need to get rid of graphite lines, this right here is the perfect tool. And then the Uniball Signo red pen that I like to transfer my designs with so that you can see where you went. So all of that is going to Debbie Roberts. So Debbie Roberts, I have your information. I will get that sent off to you. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Hello, Bev. Hello, Melinda and Diane and Bonnie and Brenda. Okay. And then I had the, again, from General's Pencil, my sweet friend Kathy Hansen, who works with them, and Ashley, and just such a great company. And let me just tell you, this is twisted around. It's called Kiss Off. And let me just tell you, if you get paint on your clothes, this is a great stick to get that onto your clothes if you want the paint off. A nice little soap dish that I put in a small little soap container so that you can wash your brushes. And then a little one that you can stick into your art bag when you go to conventions, workshops, whatever. Anyway, so that, and then my favorite, remember I said I had a metallic luster that was going to go out. DecoArt's metallic luster. This is my favorite one because you can mix any paint with this and it's going to make it metallic. Okay, it's white, it's going to make it a little bit lighter, but anyway, so the winner of both of those that came up on the wheel, Betty Van Pelt. Betty, I have your information too, so I will get that sent out to you. And I always love sharing what we've done in my membership group. So this month we have our prompts are wrought iron, and tropical, and was wrought iron last month? No, it was this month. I can't remember. I think it was this month. Anyway, wrought iron, tropical, shells, and window. So this was one that we did with wrought iron, and I just absolutely love, love, love. And then our tropical, shells, and window was done in 2 parts. So this is a lesson that I shared the first part with my group, and we will end there next week when we do our second part. So, okay, let's talk about why we're here today. If you are not familiar with DecoArt's DecoEarth premium acrylic paints, I'm going to share with you guys today how to paint this piece with those paints. I'm going to put this up because I want you also to be aware of 2 ways that you can upcycle, or all you have to do is register and invite people to win up to $10,000 in cash prizes. There's no catch. All you have to do is either recycle something and do a video, or sign up and share the link with your friends and family, and you will be entered to win up to $10,000 cash prizes. That would buy a lot this day, right? Groceries and otherwise. So the DecoEarth Premium Reclaimed Acrylics. I know I've shared this with you guys before. It's hard to find the words to describe them other than that they're awesome. The coverage is amazing. The opacity is amazing. They are also reclaimed household paint. So 70% reclaimed household paint. It comes in 27 different colors, has a beautiful range of colors that can be intermixed to create a limitless color palette. And that's what I painted my dragonfly with today. So find all your little bits and bobs in your studio, and I'm going to show you how to lay it out. Again, I wish I had videotaped as I was painting my dragonfly, which started out like this. This is just cardboard from a box that I did put it on my laser machine. However, if you don't have a laser machine, all you need to do is print out free clip art, put it on your cardboard, transfer the pattern, and then just use an X-Acto knife. Okay, so this one I used chipboard and wood and chain and these little metal Texas kind of bits and bobs that I had in my stash. The bead chipboard that you guys have probably gotten from me if you've gotten Happy Mail from me. Anyway, and how to take this and create a piece of art. Now, my dragonfly needed a companion, and I know I asked you guys either a butterfly or a bee. So I'll be 1,000% honest with you. I wanted to do the butterfly. But do you see how much more space the butterfly is? So I am going to do the butterfly, and when I do, I will record it and post it. All right. Hello, Wendy Warner and Diana and Gail and Eileen. I used it on a black metal teapot, and wow, the coverage, right, Janet? That, Elizabeth, you're in Scotland. Oh my goodness. I love Scotland. I'm not going to be selling the DecoEarth paint. However, let me put up a link for you that if you want to get it, you can get it at DecoArt.com, and before June, you can use that 20% off discount. They have a bundle of the DecoEarth 2-ounce paints, all right? And you can use that discount. The other place that has it is Pinecraft. Pinecraftinc.com also has the DecoArt DecoEarth bundle and the new Americana colors as well, which are selling like hotcakes. All right, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so I was going to do the butterfly, but there's again a lot of space, and I knew time-wise, I want to explain the process to you, and I didn't want to be here for 5 hours. So this would take a lot more than this. But look how this is already arranged. So I'm going to move this right back out of the way because, oh, and I do have some giveaways. So if you like, comment, share, there are giveaways. I will announce those winners next week. My thing on giveaways is you have until my next live to contact me and let me know. Otherwise, those go back into the Happy Mail pile to be sent out. I do have, let me see, I do have not a whole set, but I do have some DecoEarth paints that will be going out, at least 5 or 6 different colors, and then some other giveaways. Okay, so I don't know about y'all, but I'm like most crafters, painters, creatives, I'm a pack rat. So I have containers and containers full of things that I have had over the years. I mean, I think this is from the 70s with buttons. Thank you, Mom. So there are many things that I have created and kept over the years. I'm sure y'all have as well. Now, we do know you can't keep everything, right? But if you can at least recycle some things and put them to better use. So again, I have a laser machine. So things that I've cut on my laser that I'll show you that are usually throwaway bits and bobs, I'm going to use on my piece, okay? Hello, Sue. Oh, Stockade in Ontario has them. Thank you so much, Sue, for putting that. So if you're in Canada, yes, stockade.ca. Or you can use a Cricut machine. Absolutely, Candy. You certainly could use a Cricut machine. Okay, so again, these are great, these little ornament hangers, these toppers. If you broke an ornament, guess what? Don't get rid of these because they make a really pretty looking flower. And if your husbands are watching, just say, I'm not keeping more stuff. But anyway, look how cute that is. And then you could stick something in the middle of it, right? So again, an ornament topper. And I've used that. Let me show you a couple things real quick. So I'm going to dig through this stash just to show you how to get started. And I will show you on the butterfly, but I'm not doing the butterfly today. I'm doing the bee. This right here takes the majority of time. I did do on pixelated palette, I want to say maybe 2020, 2019. I did some ornaments that were kind of collage ornaments. Do you know those little bits and bobs you can get? They come like in a little wooden box and they're all separate. They're like 9, I think, in there with different things. And how you can layer those and create the same kind of thing that we're going to do today for Christmas ornaments, right? So let me move that out of the way. And then with my membership group, I want to say, I don't know, last year, the year before, or the year before, we did a piece, and I shared with them how I did my first collage piece, which I don't have anymore. I gave it away in a drawing. But all these different things that, like, this is a Christmas ornament topper. Can you see that one right there, the ornate one? So, and then little wooden letters and my husband's paintbrush that I stole out of his garage. And then in the background, so this is on a wood panel. So you can use your gesso and modeling paste to make extra texture. These are glue dots. So anyway, the possibilities are endless. This little handle here, like a little mini handle, Deb Antonick had, oh, this one too. Deb Antonick had a design kit that she used these, and I would get them at Hobby Lobby for, or when she came to the States, she'd get them at Hobby Lobby. So anyway, what a great use for that, right? Okay, so let's move that out of the way and just show you how you can get started. So, thank you, Gail. So when you cut out your cardboard and water, like paper and water, sometimes don't mix so well, right? So just to give it a little bit, hello Denise, good to see you on. Thank you for the intro to the DecoEarth paint, great recycle idea. Kathleen Jones, I so miss seeing your pretty face and your hubby at Hoot. I hope you're doing well. So anyway, so this is, and Pat, I think the ornaments I loaded in the membership group, if I'm not mistaken. And if I did not, I will make sure I do that. But they would be under freebies. So guide 4 or 5 in our membership group. All right, so the cardboard, you want to seal it, just give it a little added protection if you want to. So I sprayed mine with the Americana matte sealer. You can also do a little brush on, multi-purpose sealer, but we're also going to seal it once we start laying it out. Okay, so I want to give you an idea. Hello, Mom. Good to see you on. And Deb. So, because I already have my bee lined up, this is my most time-consuming. Oh, it just started pouring here. The sun just went away. Okay, so I would dig through my stash of things. And so let's just start pulling some things out to show you that you can layer. And I do like to build up the layers. So if you look at this one, let's get that out of the way. You can see that the things that are on top are built up on other things, all right? So you do want to use things to lift and build up. So I've got some chipboard pieces. These came from the Dollar Tree. Those are pretty. What else? So I got these 2 pieces. And then let's get something to build them up. So maybe I would do, that there. And we're going to deconstruct the bee one, actually, because I have to glue it together. I was going to do that part to save time, and I thought, no, I want you guys to see how I do that. So, I mean, just metal bits, keys that you could use. This one, again, was from Hobby Lobby for something that I did with one of my groups. Just, little sticks, again, that could be things that elevate, right? I did have these that I thought were pretty as well, that you could, oops, they're stuck together. Chipboard that you can kind of lay out. You can cut them, and I did that on many of the pieces I did on my bee or on my dragonfly. Again, layering, so those little metal bits and bobs. Even these from my laser. These are great platforms for something else to be on top. So again, maybe that clock. Oh, I was looking for that. The little crown that I did for my bee, you certainly could do for your butterfly, right? Do you see how you just start layering and building? And everything, it might look crazy before you get started. And when I do the B, you're going to see it does look a little crazy until you're completely done. And then all of a sudden, it just looks like, you know, almost like this metal piece of art. So these little, I think, I can't remember, it might have been DecoArt, or somebody gifted me with a bunch of these closures, and I used those on, so let's see if I have one handy. Oh, this is a good one too. Like those little knobs that you don't know what to do with. That would make a great little headpiece. I don't think, oh, I do right here. Okay, so do you see that part from the closure of this part right there? That is those bits right there. Okay, so it looks totally different when you paint it and lay it out. All right, let's move all this out of the way and get busy on our B. So many things that you can recycle, reuse instead of throwing them in the trash. But there does come a point when you're just like, okay, enough is enough. I can't save everything. Right, Mom? As much as I want to, because as soon as I get rid of it, I'm like, oh, man, I wish I had that. I think I got rid of it. Okay, especially if you're limited on space. I totally get that. I might use that. I was looking for that one. All right, let's get that out of the way. And that, and then move our B over. Okay. Now, again, my B. Hello, Suzanne. I know, Kathleen, I hate that with the cost of hoot and everything else. Could you share the pattern for the B, for the base surfaces, please? Nanette, they were just ones that I had on my laser machine, but yes, I absolutely can do that. Probably won't be today, but yes, I will. Give a line drawing. Okay, so I did start, like I mentioned, I was going to start gluing everything together, and I thought, no, I want you to see this process. So what I'm going to do is move some of these things out of the way so that I can start getting things glued down. Okay, so I'm just kind of separating close to where I had them. I recommend that if you do this, which I hope you'll give it a try, that you, once you lay it out, take pictures. Take pictures of what you've done, because then you'll be able to go back and go, oh, I put that here. Although sometimes the organic, part of creating and you just doing it is going to make it even better. So let's move these out of the way. Those and that. And these are just extra chains that I had. It was broken. It broken, so I thought, hello, I can use it for something, right? I always think we can make and do something with nothing. So I'm gonna start right up here. So again, this is just cardboard. You can see where I ripped the box open. I'm gonna start right here on the back, and we're just going to lay this round a piece. I wanted something that went along with my dragonfly, and that one certainly did. So I can hang it, actually. I'm gonna hang them in my studio. Unless I give them away. I haven't decided. Okay, so you wanna make sure that that hot glue is dry, and then we are going to put this piece on, and it might change, from where I first had it laid out again, because while I moved it, things might line up. Oh, I want that to come down so I have room to hang that. So this right here is the hanger. However, you always could use those ornament hangers that I shared with you guys. Those, these, or a paper clip will work fine too. But you could certainly glue that, hot glue that on the back of it. The thing is, it's heavier than the cardboard, but it's not too heavy that you couldn't put some kind of tab or something on the back. Okay. Now I am going to come right down here, and I'm just going to add some hot glue. I've had this hot glue gun, I think, since the year I got married and made wreaths in Okinawa, Japan, when I was first newly married. I've had it for a long time. Okay. The glue gun's going to be your friend too, and I'll show that and share that with you guys. I just thought it needed some honeycomb. Even if you don't see all of it, you're going to see some of it, right? And then, and you can always clip off ends here and there where you don't want them, but it needed a little decorative piece at the tail there as well. So let's pull that down just a little. I have no fingerprints on 3 of my fingers for that reason. When I went and got my TSA thing, they're like, you don't have fingerprints on these fingers. I'm like, I know, it's because I am a crafter and a painter. And hello, they've been gone forever. Okay, so we're just gonna, this was just a little chipboard that I thought would be pretty up here on the legs. Bring that down to there. Okay, and then as you can see, these are just little bits that were cut off. And when I was going through my stash, I don't know why I kept them, but I thought I kept them for a reason. So I'm going to go ahead and use them on my legs, which was perfect. They fit perfectly. It was like the perfect little touch, because I'm thinking maybe I just cut those off and not do legs. But I had the right bits and bobs to do that. So, and then we'll put that little piece out. So I'm sure in your stash, some old keys, bottle caps. I mean, there's so many things that you could use. Okay, so I know that's going to go there, but I'm thinking, do I want to do the wings first? Let me think. Oop, and we do not want to glue that down, Sandy. Hello. I glued that right onto that cardboard. You always could double up the cardboard as well, just to give it a little bit more stability. And then don't worry about the little hot glue strings. I'll show you how to get rid of those. Okay, let's take care of these legs. Again, we're just gonna glue that down. I will go back and answer any questions that you might have. I do have I love these little 6x8 tiles from Home Depot, just to kind of lay your hot glue gun on. Mine has a little stand, but again, I've had this since I got married, which was almost 34 years ago. And I have no clue where it's at. All right, let's go ahead and do the center, because I think I want to see the placement of that. I just love that. It's just chipboard, so it's just cardboard. Hello, Robin Richer. I want to go through you and Tracy's stash. Oh my goodness. I know. I'm sure between the two of us, we've got a ton. Okay, so again, just a little wooden circle that was in my stash. And then I'm going to put that chipboard piece. And then I want to put another little, that was like the center of a flower that I had kind of cut out. And then I just thought it would look really cute with a honeycomb piece right there. But see how I'm starting to build that dimension. and shape. So now we're going to just kind of put on some glue here and there. And I might have to go back and wet it, but I want to lay some of these pieces out. And again, like I mentioned, it might be a little different. I might have to dig back into my stash and see if I need to grab anything else out. So these are just platforms. These are just risers, if you will, for things that I want to go on top. I think that one's going to go down here because I need to leave some room for my chain, which I might have to cut. Okay, so once you do one side, come over and do the other side, just to give you an idea of how to lay it out. Now, here's a little trick. I'm sure you guys know, hot glue sticks to the next stick a lot easier when you heat it up. Okay, so we'll get that one in there. Then I've got one below, one above it. So I've got 3 and 4. I was like, where's my 4th one? It does not have to be exactly in the same place, but again, it does help if you're looking and need those risers to build the other things up. Okay, I had those. Not sure what I did with those. Alrighty, so right here, I wanted to use these. I wanted to use these, you know, the recycling, and I cut these out of cardboard as well. Same box that I got from Amazon. And I just thought those would be fun, again, to kind of reiterate that reusing and reclaiming and recycling things. We are, especially in the United States, consumers. We like to consume and buy, and we have a lot of stuff, right? So let's get rid of some of that stuff. And if you can use it this way and create, I would love to see what you do with it. All right, so just more hot glue. And I'm going to, oh, I kind of want that there. It's got more room. And then I'm just going to lay that in. But see, it's just going to give it texture, right? It's going to give it texture. We'll lay that there. Try and get that out to the edge as much as I can. All right, that hurt. And then we'll come over here. Again, a little bit more. Oops, got a piece attached. I'm going to use that little claw part right there since there's more room. Does not have to be symmetrical. You're not going to be able to see like, oh, that chain is laid out so totally different than the other side. Hello. Try not to burn my fingers. Keep the fingerprints I do have. Okay. Looking so pretty. And then I did on my dragonfly, let me show you. I did bees. So I thought it would be cool to do on my bee, to do dragonflies. And then on my butterfly, because I have more space, I'm planning on doing probably a dragonfly and a butterfly. Excuse me, a dragonfly and a bee to grace that. So we will put that there. And then this one over here. Again, these are just little wood pieces that I had left over from something that I didn't finish. And again, I'm not trying to make it symmetrical, but kind of making it symmetrical. All right, so I do want to, I don't think I got that down enough. So let's, glue can also be your riser. So Suzanne makes Christmas ornaments out of cereal boxes all the time. Layers of the boxes in the end, right? Absolutely, I love that. Definitely cannot tell So I'm going to do a little circle there. And do I have room there? Not as much. I could move that. Okay, and then we'll drop that little circle there. I probably should have had my my picture out that I took, but that's okay. I don't care. Again, just organically going with the flow, creating on the fly, layering those bits and bobs that you probably are wondering, what in the heck are you going to do with them, right? And then let's go ahead. Did I have this here? I think I did. Let's put that little heart right in the center. Okay. Now, on like these little antenna, and oop, my glue gun just unplugged. That is the one thing with this one. It has, it's started to separate. And every time I use it, I'm always worried it's going to electrocute me because I've had it like forever. But anyway, you can do little dots of glue. And when those dry, you're not going to be able to tell that those are dots of glue. They're just going to be painted. Okay. All right, let's give this a second. I will move that out of the way. And actually, I have a star, but I don't remember where that star was. And I have one. So I'm just going to leave that off. Let's move our little, just another little cardboard that came in a packaging that I'm going to recycle and use on something. What I don't want to get lost in, what I don't want y'all to lose in the translation of all this, or in my translation of sharing this with you, that while this is 70% reclaimed household paint, that does not cheapen or lessen the quality of this paint. It is opaque, almost one coat coverage on every color to include yellow. It's just exceptional. I can't say enough great things about it. Okay, now see these little bits and bobs like that hot glue? You can pull some of those away just to get rid of the excess, but our heat tool, the Ranger tool, will take care of all those little, see how it just makes them shrink right up and melt away? So just, you can do hairspray too. I know hairspray works, but anyway. So we're just going to dry that up. And again, look how crazy that looks, right? I mean, I think it kind of looks pretty because I know where it's going. But it can be a little like, oh, not sure if this is going where I want it to go. All right. Do I want that piece down? No, I'm actually going to put that there, put a paper towel underneath it. The star would look good on the little hexagon. I think that's where I had it before. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see what that looks like. The little star. What do you guys think? Star or no star? I always love y'all's input. Star or no star? Oh, that's a great fix, Kathy. I should do that with my heat tool. I do like that, and I have a wireless, or not a wireless, I have a cordless one. But this is just my, my tried and true. Oh, star. Okay, let me add glue before my glue gun is not hot anymore. And then let's make sure it goes the right way. Okay, so we have a star. I love it. Yay. Star, 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 star. Again, we're just gonna, all right. So let me just show you again on here. I had some of these little hexagons when I cut out some honeycomb. These little honeycomb hexagons came out of that, and I just throw them all in my little plastic bin. So I have a bigger one in my studio. You can even see some of the little bits and bobs there. But glue, hot glue, again, so just like a little dot of it, almost like it's a little pearl as filler, is fun. This little guy right here underneath the heart is a flower. In fact, if I turn it over, you might be, well, you can't see it. It was pink, just a little silk flower that I had in my stash. Okay, I think everything is dry. We're gonna go ahead and get started. And to prep it, you can use white paint if you don't have gesso, but I do like to give it a nice coat of gesso just to prime it and get ready for the paint, all right? So I'm gonna use a big brush, probably just like a little scruffy brush. I'm gonna get it wet, and I should use my palette, but I'm just gonna put it in my jar because my jar is almost empty. And I'm just going to brush that. And you really do want to make sure everything is down, because it will move if it's not dry, if it's not down. So I think that part looks really pretty. And then when you do this, it's just like, oh my gosh, where is this going? Again, a little bit of water in your brush is going to help that gesso get down into those little spaces. You could always base coat your cardboard as well if you wanted to make sure that, you know, it had a certain color, whether it's black or, but I typically will just start with all my raw bits and bobs and layer them and see what happens. Make sure we get those sides. And again here, again, a little bit of water. Another thing you can always do if you're using things like this is cardboard and you're worried that your cardboard is going to swell, you can always, when you're done putting it together like this, I'm not worried about it, I'm using gesso, but you could always spray it with that matte sealer or put that multi-purpose sealer on it just so that you don't ruin that that cardboard. Okay, now there are some areas I'm gonna have to get a smaller brush. There's just no way around it. So get what you can with the biggest brush to cover the most real estate, and then start with a smaller brush to get into all those little nooks and crannies that maybe you can't get into, like in here. Nooks and crannies, bits and bobs. Not your typical lesson for me, right? Misters, like little spritzer misters. I don't have any. Unfortunately, the media line, DecoArt, they have discontinued those. They were my favorite go-to. Little spritzer misters that you could get into places like in here, because there was a white one. But, you know, there are other companies that sell those. You definitely could find those out there to add color, but we're going to dry brush. So once we get all this kind of covered up and covered in as best we can with a big brush, we'll come back with a small brush. We just don't want there to be cardboard showing. Again, you can always come in and before you start laying your things out, base coat it so that you know it's going to be at least black or dark, so that nothing shows through. Okay, so, all right. Did you do front and back for strength? So Terry, I did not on this one. On my Dragonfly, I started to make it double-sided. So I started to add some platforms and things, and then I decided, no, I'm just gonna leave it all one-sided because I'm gonna have it hanging on the wall. This was like the top of some wood piece that broke off, and I just thought that I wish I had another one because I think that'd be really pretty there. But you certainly could, if you wanted to, just come in and reinforce those again with another layer of cardboard or with some of your extra wood bits and things. All right, let's get a small brush. And I would always recommend using your brushes that don't have a great chisel edge or that are, you know, have seen better days. Let me find one. So that you don't ruin your really good brushes that have nice chisel edge, because you are really kind of mashing that in there, putting that in tight little spaces. You might ruin those bristles. So just be mindful of that. I wouldn't use your best brushes. Certainly would not use my good brushes with nice chisel edge to do this. But you saw I used that chain, the metal, covered up so nicely, right? And again, I'm just kind of pushing that down into those little nooks and crannies. Like I said, I'm planning to do the butterfly, not sure when, but I will either do it live or I will tape it so that you guys can see the process. Maybe on one of those time-lapse things. Okay, so we've got our hot glue there, which is going to show up when we go to put some things on. All right, so just look for those areas where there is cardboard, that brown color. We don't want people to think it's cardboard. I mean, the dragonfly looks like metal, right? So we want to fool the eye. Again, recycle something and make it and transform it. And I don't know of a better transformation tool that we have in our toolbox than paint. It can transform just about anything. I was always shocked on those craft shows, like the one Tori Spelling did, or that one of the last tools that they would go to is paint. And I'm just thinking, man, I would grab that paint first and really change things up. Okay, let's take away our paper towel since it's white. I'm having a hard time seeing the gesso here. I did not on my original, on my dragonfly, but you certainly could go around the edges of that cardboard as well if you wanted to make them white. But we want to dry this now. Now, we don't want to heat up that glue. We don't want that glue to reliquify. So when you're drying it, you want to make sure that you're moving your heat tool around or your blow dryer on cool. Bye, Kathleen. See you later. Thank you, Robin Richard. You're always so sweet to post those links. I always keep my old brushes. Yes, old brushes are great. I wish I had I don't have it there, but Susan Mink would do like the old scruffy brushes and make pins out of them. Okay, we just want to make sure that all the gesso is dry. Because if it's not, and we go to put our paint on, it's going to, ooh, you hear the rain? It is storming here now. It will alter your paint color. And I'm going to use probably similar colors to my dragonfly. However, I am going to use probably more of the golden yellows and browns. On these, I did burnt sienna, and then I layered in some of the deep forest, some moss green. I dry brushed some calm turquoise, put even a little bit of brown on that, some orange, but the base of it to begin with I did with chestnut, which is very much a raw sienna color. Raw sienna, excuse me, burnt sienna. And I think that's another thing that I love about this line. There are 27 colors. There'll only ever be 27 colors right now. 27 colors that can be mixed to create infinite colors, right? Thank you, Lynn. There's some hot glue to get rid of. Again, in those little pockets where that gesso is a little bit thicker, I just want to make sure that all that is dry. See, it's still pretty wet there. So, next to deciding on your layout of all your little bits and bobs and how they're going to look, I will say, just like when it comes to painting, don't overthink it. Just lay it out and think, oh, I think that would look pretty there, because it's going to look totally different when you paint it. All right? Like, I wasn't sure about these two halves. They were one piece that were like a clock chipboard that I got at the Dollar Tree. And when I cut them in half, I put them there and I just hoped for the best. And I loved the way that those look. Again, there's open spaces for that color to get down into. Again, move it around. You can also use, in addition to your hot glue gun, you could use E6000 or some kind of glue to get that into the pieces to hold them down, and then add some glue, hot glue, just as added protection. But okay, so I see a couple of wet areas, but I'm going to move on. So let me get my palette here, and I'm using this is my favorite. I should have put this on my favorites the last live I did, and I might have. I don't know. This is my Gray Matters palette paper. I think I did share that. It was 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. So, okay, we're going to get out some burnt sienna, which is chestnut in DecoEarth. But again, it's very much like a burnt sienna color. And you can mix that with a little bit of yellow or even dandelion and get a little bit more of an asphaltum color. You're probably going to need more than that. Me too, Robin. I love the filigree pieces because, again, it just shows, I don't know, it just, the design just kind of flows. If they were all solid, it would be boring, right? Okay, so I've got a really bad 3/4 flat brush that I did not take great care of. And so I'm going to get that wet, and I'm going to load up that burnt sienna, and I'm going to start painting. So this is just my base color. Again, if I get any white in there from the gesso, I'm just going to keep going with it. Ideally, I would want everything dry and no white showing. I think that star was a great addition. Good choice, guys. Okay, so again, wet. That gesso is also going to seal. So even though I sprayed it and sealed it, that gesso is going to help seal that cardboard. We don't want it to swell. I'll say this part right here is always the scary part for me, like, oh, what colors am I going to use? What do I want to move forward with? How do I want this to look? and bring out the bits and bobs. Again, that's where sometimes we as painters, creators, artists, we overthink it. Just start dry brushing some color on, and I promise you it will show up and tell you exactly what it needs, where it needs it. I might need to get a smaller brush up in there. I can't get in there with that big brush. So, and I can say that to you guys because I overthink a lot. So I can totally relate. And here in your head, like I wouldn't even know what colors to use. Okay, so let's come over here. See that little thing is not the thing when you get completely done. If you see like a little part, like see this one's not stuck down, I can always come back and do a little hot glue, or you can put that on before you start dry brushing, just so it doesn't move around. So, hello, Dawn Lavelle. Did you see you won one of the giveaways? Message me your mailing address and I will get that shipped off to you. Okay, I am going to switch to that smaller brush now, just to get into those little areas that I can't reach. We'll clean up our desk so that it doesn't look like it's all brown. Okay. You can finally use all those junky pieces, right, Nanette? You got something to pull them out for. Okay, let's come in. Again, just get down here and there, because wherever you don't dry brush, guys, is going to keep that color. You might have a little bit of lighter brown in there if it mixed with the gesso, or some of that burnt sienna. Again, a lot of times I will do mine black, completely black, and then start dry brushing color on. You get more of a metal look, but you can get that as well with the brown. Get more of like a wrought iron metal look. Again, up underneath those pieces. All right, so let's hold this out of the way for a second. I'm gonna get, well, my baby wipes, and I'm working on this gray extra large baking mat from Amazon that I found during the pandemic, very early in the pandemic, because I was redoing my studio since I had time on my hands and needed something to protect my surface. And I have, oh gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 of them. All right, let's dry this. Let's move our heat gun out of the way. Hello, Karen. It looks copper already, right, Dixie? Oh, and Nanette said I can finally use those junky brushes. Yes. I think I've found a use for my old pieces of Tim Holtz grunge board pieces, right? Yes, Brenda. Definitely. Puzzle pieces. Scrabble, board games. If you see any of that at a thrift shop, or if you have some and it's missing pieces and you can't seem to get rid of it for whatever reason, consider using some of those bits and bobs in a piece of art, right? Now, this doesn't have to just be on cardboard. I'm reusing the cardboard because of the DecoEarth Better World Art Challenge, but you could use wood. And that's kind of how my dragonfly piece came to begin with, was that I had actually cut it on wood to do something with. And then when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for this challenge, I knew that it was going to be either a bee, dragonfly, or butterfly, and it's probably going to be all three. Anyway, again, move that heat tool around. Just dry this off. You can even buy faux Scrabble pieces now. Yes, absolutely. Hello, Loretta. Junk shopping, here I come. Digging and cleaning out my studio. Absolutely, Janet. Yes. Get all those little bits and bobs out there. You're like, oh my gosh, why do I have this still? I can put this to good use. I will, by tomorrow, on my page, I will do a line drawing of the butterfly, the bee, and the dragonfly, so that you guys at least have the shape and can use it with all your bits and bobs. You can use paper, you know, as a riser. I used wood pieces because, again, I have a laser machine that what is that? Extra little piece of something. So let's, but you could use cardstock, cardboard. You can use junk mail, which I don't know about y'all, but I don't get as much junk mail anymore, which I'm thrilled with because that used to be all we got. Now it's just robocalls. I guess they're spending their money there and not on junk mail. Yes, Linda, I have a Glowforge Pro. So I cut it out, the cardboard I cut out right on my laser, which was awesome. Those little recycling bits, the crowns, I had done on my laser as well. Again, we do want this to be as dry as possible. And I just love the way things show up that you forgot that you put down first or layered. I looked everywhere in my studio. I thought I had some more of these because I thought that would be really nice on all 3 of the legs, or 6 of the legs, I should say. But when I found those, I'm like, nah, we'll just make them different. All right. So I still see a couple little wet areas, but I'm going to leave that for right now. I'm going to just take a baby wipe. So I love these disposable palettes, but at the same time, if you've only used one color, guess what? Your baby wipe's going to take that right off, and you've got another page to use instead of throwing it away. All right. Okay, let's get out some colors. We're going to get out a little bit of orange. We're going to dry brush, so you don't need a bunch. Love, 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 love. Turquoise is my jam. It is one of my favorite colors. So calm turquoise, and do yourself a favor, take those off. It's going to save the life of your paint. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of moss green, which is a gorgeous color. I do want to use some of the yellow. I'm just not sure. I think I'm going to go for this deeper one. So I think it's dandelion. Yes. And if I want to brighten it up, I can. I want to make it similar to my dragonfly, but for there to be a little bit more kind of bee colors, I guess, if you will. This one has more green in it, and I'm going more for that brown that would fit a bee, you know, the yellows, the golds. So, speaking of, I did not grab any, but I might have some. Let me see, without knocking over half the stash that I have in here to show you guys. Let me see if I have. Oh, I do. Okay. So, metallic lusters are amazing on art like this. It gives it a little bling, gives it a little shine. I did not do that on the dragonfly, but I am going to show you that on here. Okay, paper towels. Hello, Sheila Landry. Good to see you on. My mind is spinning in a blur. Oh, I love that, Terry. Okay, cool. Love it. Can't wait to see what you guys create. And when you do, or you do something along these lines, please share with me. All right, let me get my other light here, which I neglected to turn on. Stencil brushes. I'm using my Stencil Pro, either 1/2 inch, 5/8, or 3/8. And I'm just using all different stencil brushes to go with the color that I'm using. So I am going to start with, I think I'm going to start with some brown. And that's the name of the color, is brown. So I'm going to load it up and wipe it off. And you might not see a little. And the thing is, we don't want to paint everything. We just want to paint here and there, but not everywhere. Okay, so it's just going to pick up some of those raised bits. And I might even come back with brown after we get those colors on, just to darken some areas that might need a little darkening. Okay, but guys, even that right there, if I added a little blue, that's going to look like metal, right? So I'm going to take another stencil brush and pick up a little bit of orange. Again, I'm loading it up and I'm wiping it off. Yes, Terry, that is a fantastic idea. So a little orange. Terry said, I can see a whole series mounted on 8x8 Cradle boards. Absolutely. So we are going to just dry brush some of this orange. Again, here and there, but not everywhere. Just kind of let it hit those raised bits. You can always come back and add more. I try to do less and then build where I think it needs that additional color. Okay, so we'll put those two out of the way, and now I'm going to get a little bit of that green. So again, this is moss green. If you've used or you bought the DecoEarth paint, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know your opinions, your thoughts, good, bad, everything. I am a firm believer. Oh, there's a bird sitting right on the door handle. Hello. Anyway, because it's all very helpful. So this is moss green, and I don't want, again, it everywhere. I just want it here and there. Another thing, guys, if your husband is, or if you, let's say your husband, because you might be a builder as well, hello, but nuts, bolts, washers, things that you might have laying around that are in a toolbox that haven't been, used or seen the light of day in forever. Again, that moss green. Okay, look how that transformed that. Oh, Love it. Okay, and now I'm going to use great coverage. Yes, I agree. Is this a similar concept to the class you were teaching in Chattanooga? No. The one I'm teaching in Chattanooga, maybe you're talking about the snowman, Robin. That's just layered, laser cut pieces. So again, this one's a little bit more blue-green. Look at it, just stashed, yes. Okay, like I said, I stole that paintbrush that I used on the one piece out of his toolbox. And what's funny is he hadn't used it in years. And then he's like, I had a paintbrush out there. Do you know where it's at? And I'm like, no. And then I showed him my piece of art. And he goes, of course. So, again, here and there, but not everywhere. We want to get just those raised bits. And this, again, the opacity of this color, you do not need a lot. So, putting it on, wiping it off. And it does have a built-in sealer. It is an outdoor, indoor-outdoor considered multi-surface paint. However, I will still go back over all of my pieces and put my favorite varnish on. I sell this on my website. It's my absolute favorite. It is the DuraClear Soft Touch Varnish. I love the look it gives. It's not a satin, it's not a matte. It just gives us this beautiful finish to your piece. Okay, so I can see I need to hot glue down two places that did not adhere very well. Okay, but see how those things are starting to present themselves more? And then let's go to a little bit of yellow. Oh, no problem, Robin. Totally understand. Yes, and Kathy McAllister's piece in Chattanooga is amazing. So, okay, so now this is that dandelion. Load it up, wipe it off. This is going to give it more of a little golden touch where it touches here and there, but again, not everywhere. We don't want it to take over all the color. So just kind of move that brush around. Again, I found the Stencil Pro brushes to be absolutely perfect for this job. Get a little bit more of that yellow. And then you can always backtrack and come back with more color. If you get too much of a color, backtrack and go to the color you did before, or even back to your base color, which ours would be that chestnut. I want to say burnt sienna because that's what it looks like. But look how that is starting to look like metal, right? And a perfect little companion piece for my dragonfly. Okay, I do want to get a little bit more. Let's get this one. A little bit of orange. Let's wipe that off. Get a little bit brighter orange here and there. Again. But then I do want to show you, like I mentioned, I did not use it on my dragonfly, although I might go back and add it. The metallic luster. Because you can use it wet. You can use it dry as a paste. So I have iced espresso. Now, if you open yours, well, this one, look what I did. I stuck multiple colors in that one, so that doesn't count. This one is Lavish Green. I know they did discontinue some of them, not sure which ones. White Frost is my favorite. Oop, that one's, I thought it was new. So if they dry out, like this one, it wasn't closed all the way, boiling water, there's actually a YouTube video that somebody did, and you can mix that back to a usable consistency. However, I'm going to use it like a liquid. So I'm going to take my brush that's wet, come in and pick up some of that metallic luster. But I'm also going to pick up a little bit of chestnut because I do want to make that chestnut a little bit more copper. A little more coppery. So do you see there on my palette? I don't know if you guys can see that that is making it a little bit more metallic. Now I don't want to dip my brush back in here, so let me get a little chunk on my palette here. See, that one's dried out, but we can bring it back to life. Pick up a little bit more of that metallic luster. And then because I got my brush wet, I want to dry it off nicely. And I just want to hit it here and there, but again, not everywhere. And it's just going to give it a little bit of a metallic sheen. Not even sure if that's showing up on camera, but oh, I can see it. It doesn't help y'all, right? But I can see it. Okay, and I'm gonna take a little bit of that green and not mix it with anything. What are the bristles on the Pro Brush made of? So Dixie, these are a synthetic bristle that is soft and it doesn't absorb the water. So you can rinse them out. You can use some hand sanitizer to go between colors quicker than you can with like a bristle brush, stencil brush. Okay, so let me just hold that up and see if you can see that metallic, that green. Oh. So I'm just going to go around there. Again, I don't want it everywhere. Just kind of hitting those points here and there. Maybe on those recycled little signs. There's some glue we need to get off. There. All right. Ooh, I'm loving, loving, loving that. I do want to add some of that brighter yellow, I think. So I'm going to add a little bit of yellow, and then I think we're going to call it done. Again, do yourself a favor. I never would worry about those before, but then when my paint started drying out too soon, I'm like, hello. It's because the bottle's not closed tightly. So a little bit of that yellow, which is quite bright. So load it up, wipe it off. Just want a little pop of that here and there. So I think it was last year, maybe at Christmas or the year before, I did some bells. And that will give you just some tips on dry brushing. I think I did like wrought iron or metal or whatever on those bells. It's the same technique, okay? The difference is you are layering all these bits and bobs that you've got in your studio that are either going to go in the landfill or you're going to put them to good use in a piece of art. And I would recommend putting them into a piece of art. Okay, I think I'm done. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's get our lids back on. Again, if you've got metallic luster that's dried out, go find that on YouTube, that video that shows you how to reconstitute it. So let me zoom out just a little. So again, same premise, different coloring. And look at just how metallic and metal and not cardboard and recycled pieces they look like, right? I am loving this color combination. At first, to be honest with you guys, I was going to go this direction. And I just thought, no, I want to make it more bee-like. So I'm so pleased that I switched the colors up. So I will have to look, Janet, for that. I'm going to have to glue that down. I will look for the ornaments that I did I'm not sure where I have those. Again, I know they were in Pixelated Palette 2019, maybe even 2018. Same premise though, guys. They're just woodcut ornaments that I got from Cover Distributing. And those little bits and bobs that I think I got from Bear With Us. Hello, that one fell off. Bear With Us, and did the same thing. I did come in and stencil that before I added the pieces. But again, it's the same premise, same idea. And I will look and see if I have that somewhere on my, in my computer to put up on my website. Okay? All right, guys. Can you use the colors used with, yes, so Kathy, the colors I used with the dragonfly, base coated it again with chestnut, and then I came back and I dried it, dry brushed it with some deep forest heavily, and then I came in with the moss green, the calm turquoise, a touch, not a lot, a touch of orange, and then I even did just a couple places here and there, I did a touch of lavender. Okay, so that's on that one. And then you guys saw what we used on this one. But again, and that butterfly is going to go beautifully with that, right? So again, I will either do that live or I will record it while I'm doing it and post it on my YouTube channel. But I hope you guys will grab all those bits and bobs that you have in your stash because I guarantee if I came to your house, I would find a lot. And then don't forget to go to DecoArt.com and make sure to sign up. The deadline, I think, is June 5th. Again, they don't get your information to do anything with it, to sell it or anything else. You have two ways to join. You can either create a piece like I did, and do a video and share it with them on your social media, or you can just register and share that link with your family and friends. All right. So let me see. Thank you, Chris. Oh, I hope you will, Janet. And then again, you'll have to go back because in the membership group, we did this a few years ago with that paintbrush. So there's a YouTube video for members on that. Thank you, Chris Avola. So Chris put that, yeah, I think it's one of the first things that shows up on DecoArt's website when it comes up, but I can't say enough great things about this paint. And if you guys are thinking, why do I need another paint? If you get it for no other reason than to base coat your pieces, it will save you money and it will save you time. But it is exceptional, and I was sold the minute I used it. I'm like, I don't know what this is because I blind tested it. And I remember writing my report to them. I'm like, I have to have it now. I want it in my studio. I don't know what it is, but I need this because it is phenomenal. So I would say if DecoArt, or if DecoArt Traditions and Americana had a baby, because it has exceptional matte finish, but it also covers like Traditions, unlike Americana. Now Americana covers great, but this covers better, saying. So anyway, all right, guys, already cutting a shape on my mat board. Love that, Terry. You guys share pictures with me, okay? Share it on my Sandy McTeer Designs page. I would love to see that. Don't message it, messenger, whatever, something. My messenger's not working right now. So will you be sending us print out of the patterns? I'm going to post them on my website as a free download for you to be able to download. But again, it probably won't be today. Hopefully by the end of tomorrow, okay? So, and I'll post it on my website and also on my YouTube channel, not my YouTube channel, but on my Sandy McTeer Designs Facebook page where you can download it, okay? Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Janet and Virginia. All right, guys. Oh, Sue, you're so welcome. Y'all have a wonderful week. Get those brushes out, get that paint out, do something creative. And again, if you're not feeling it, grab those boxes out of your garage or wherever they're sitting and cut a shape and do something that will help save the planet, recycle some bits and bobs that you've got sitting in your studio in boxes and put them to good use. Okay? Y'all have a good one. Thanks for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of inspiration. That right there is so true. And that. And then our final pieces. You guys have